Imagine walking into a boardroom where everyone doubts you, not because you're unqualified, but because of your skin color, your gender, and the accent they think makes you less American. Now imagine walking out of that same room as the woman who saved a $500 million business, using nothing but your intelligence, your courage, and the power of language. This is the story of Maya Thompson, the black woman who rose to become the CEO of Uber, and froze when her 9 languages became the key to saving everything she had built. Before we dive in, make sure you like this video, subscribe for more powerful stories like this, and stay until the end, because Maya's journey will remind you that no matter where you start, greatness speaks every language. Maya grew up in a small neighborhood in Atlanta, raised by a single mother who worked 2 jobs, one at a diner, another as a night janitor. Her mother used to tell her, "Baby, when they don't listen to your words, make them listen to your work." Those words became Maya's foundation. She had a gift for understanding people, literally. By age 14, she spoke Spanish, French, Arabic, and Mandarin, learned from books she borrowed from the library and from friends at her multicultural school. By 25, she had mastered 9 languages, earned an MBA, and was recruited by Uber to join their global expansion team. But being a black woman in a world of men in suits was no easy road. In board meetings, she was often mistaken for an assistant or translator. Some executives talked over her. Others ignored her ideas, until they were repeated by someone else. Still, Maya stayed silent, observed, and worked harder. When a crisis hit Uber's European division, a data breach that threatened millions of users, she was the one who found the loophole that saved the company from collapse. Overnight, she became known as the Fixer. Her intelligence caught the attention of the board, and within 5 years, Maya was promoted to CEO, the first black woman to ever hold the position. The news made headlines, but it also made enemies. Investors whispered that she was a diversity stunt. Some of her senior managers tried to undermine her decisions. But Maya didn't come this far to prove herself to them, she came to prove herself to the little girl who once dreamed bigger than her circumstances. Everything seemed to be running smoothly until one winter morning, 3 years into her leadership, disaster struck. Uber was negotiating a $500 million partnership deal with a powerful consortium of investors from Asia and the Middle East. The deal would expand Uber's services into 11 new countries and secure thousands of jobs. But hours before signing, the head negotiator from the foreign team announced they were pulling out. The translation during the meeting had gone wrong. Someone had mistranslated a clause that made it sound like Uber was demanding ownership over local infrastructure. Maya's heart dropped. The room filled with panic. Lawyers scrambled, executives shouted, and the translators apologized. But the investors were furious, ready to walk away. The deal was dead, until Maya stood up. She walked toward the group, her calm but firm voice breaking the tension. Then, to everyone's shock, she began speaking, not in English but in flawless Mandarin. The investors froze. Cameras stopped rolling. Even her own team stared in disbelief. Maya apologized directly, explaining the misunderstanding in their native language, clarifying the contract with technical precision. Then, switching seamlessly, she turned to another group and spoke in Arabic, addressing their concerns with respect and nuance that no translation could capture. In 15 minutes, she spoke to every representative, in their own tongue. The energy in the room shifted. The tension melted into trust. The investors nodded, smiled, and one by one, extended their hands again. The deal was not only saved, but expanded. Uber gained an additional market, and the investors pledged long-term collaboration. As the room erupted in applause, Maya stepped outside, trembling. The weight of what had just happened hit her. She leaned against the wall, her eyes filling with tears, not because of victory, but because of what it meant. All those years she was mocked for, trying too hard, all those nights she stayed up studying languages no one thought she'd ever need, they had led to this moment. Later that day, she called her mother. "Mama," she whispered, voice breaking, "your baby just saved $500 million. Her mother chuckled softly on the other end, "No, baby, you just saved your dream." The story went viral worldwide. People didn't just celebrate the business deal, they celebrated Maya's humility, her brilliance, and her resilience. Schools invited her to speak. Young girls, especially black and brown girls, wrote her letters saying they finally saw themselves in her. She didn't just lead Uber, she became a symbol of what it means to lead with grace, power, and authenticity. But Maya never let the success change her. She still visited her old neighborhood, still donated to her high school, and still told young people, knowledge is your passport. Don't wait for the world to open the door, learn how to unlock it yourself. Her story reminds us that every struggle, every lesson, every doubt can one day become the bridge to your biggest breakthrough. And sometimes, the very thing the world makes fun of you for, your accent, your culture, your uniqueness, is exactly what will set you apart when it matters most. So if you're watching this right now, remember Maya's words: don't dim your light to fit in, shine so bright they have no choice but to listen. If you felt inspired by Maya's incredible journey, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more stories of strength and success, and share it with someone who needs to be reminded that their voice, in any language, matters. Because greatness doesn't ask for permission. It speaks, and the world listens.